Are you working with someone you can't stand? We've all been there. Working with people I want to punch in the throat has been called relatable and laugh out loud hilarious. Read the stories about all the crazy people Jen Mann has worked with over the years. Find out who she wants to punch in the throat. Working with people I want to punch in the throat is now available everywhere books are sold.
Podcast. Did it again. Obviously, we can't be together in person because we are social distancing and social isolation, whatever you want to call what we're doing. How are you surviving? I know you're an extrovert. How are you surviving being stuck in your house and not around people? I know, I miss seeing you too. And it's like, it's so weird because like, even though we feel super isolated, I also still feel connected because I'm utilizing Facebook and social media like so much more than I usually do. And so, which is a good thing and a bad because there's a lot of bad stuff out there that I'm seeing and it makes me anxious, but I also like connecting with friends and stuff. So yeah. I know, right?
Nothing to do. There's nowhere to go. And I thought, oh, this will be great. I can live in my pajamas for the next month. And
I
but
know,
because I'm doing so many of these like Zoom sessions or like lives and stuff, I'm like, oh, I guess I gotta put on a bra. Like I guess I better like
I know, right?
like
Okay, I'm just
ironically I'm wearing more clothes than normal.
I know, right? Yeah, 'cause so much video. Like I'm doing some videos in my own readers group, and last night I was like, "Well, okay, I look like crap." I didn't do anything with my hair, and I put on a little bit of makeup, and I changed my shirt because I think I'd worn my shirt for 24 hours. So, and that T-shirt is like super comfy. I actually slept in it last night because it was like really soft cotton. And then so then this morning I was wearing it and I was like, oh, I can't wear that shirt with this podcast. So are
Yeah.
you okay? Okay. I'm gonna let you know that for a little bit it was just me on the screen. I was trying to hog it. I didn't like put it like because last night I did one of these by myself and I never do them by myself. So I had it on solo.
Oh,
I think they could still hear you, but yeah. So
that's all right.
um,
We're still learning how
okay.
to do all this stuff. This is not our usual. It's hard enough just to do a podcast with, lots of assistance, but we're really on our own for this thing.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I know. So, okay, well, so what have you been doing to cope with being stuck?
At home.
Yeah.
Well, I sleep a lot now. there's there's like a lot. I
Yeah.
feel like
I
every
know,
day I'm
I
like,
feel like
oh,
I
is it
sleep a lot
nap
more.
time? Because I
Yeah.
kind of don't sleep well at night, and so but we haven't been setting alarms in the morning. Our kids don't start school till Monday, so we've been kind of just chilling out and doing our own thing. And so we've been getting up. Like, I mean, I'll get up when I want to, and I work when I want to, and then in the afternoons, I'm sort of like, feels like a good time for a nap.
Yeah.
And then and then a lot of TV, a lot of reading,
Yeah.
not much writing. Are you getting writing done? I'm not getting a whole
I'm
lot of writing
trying,
done.
but it's hard and it's not good because I'm behind deadline and and readers, are expecting this book at the end of April and thank God my editor's being really great about it. But I actually like changed. So for the first time ever, I never do this, but so like I've been trying to figure out ways to like help my readers through this, right? Because I think you said last time we're entertainers. Like that's people count on us to entertain. I've been trying to figure out ways to help readers, and so like I made a box set of my rom-com series because I thought it's light and fluffy. But then one of my people that helps me suggested that I read a chapter of 20 and a Half Wishes. Right. So like so then I decided to do the whole book. So I'm like reading the chapters, which I hate reading my own stuff. And yeah, anyway. But I'm like giving commentary. I'm like, okay, well, here's why I did this, and this is where this came from, and that kind of thing. And so they seem to like it.
That sounds interesting. I didn't get to tune in last night. I'll have to tune in. Are you doing it every night or?
Every night, because I got a captive audience, right? And they don't have to watch it. It's like a bedtime. It's like a bedtime story. And they can watch it when they want. And I'm also going to turn it into a podcast. So if they want to just listen to it, it just So anyway, because now I have a little bit of experience setting up a podcast, right? So anyway.
Wow. So maybe I need to look into doing that. That sounds fun. I just don't know if I'm that dedicated.
Yeah, so I'm doing that. But I also decided with the book I'm writing, I had planned to go one direction with this book. And then I thought, you know what? And there's a character my readers absolutely love, and I wasn't going to have him in the book very much. So I've actually decided to change the direction of the book, and I'm bringing that character into the book for the sole purpose of trying to make people happy. So and I never do that. Like I never let readers affect like what I'm writing or their opinions sway me. I just write it, right? But
well, good. What's everybody else doing? Is anybody out there? I can't see. I keep getting on my phone to see if I like. Are we just talking to ourselves, or is anybody there? I wanted to see what everybody else is doing these days.
I know. I don't know if anybody's watching.
I'm trying to write something right now. I talked to somebody yesterday from a local magazine here in Kansas City, and they want me to write something about how like I'm taking what's going on very seriously, but yet I'm still trying to be funny, and how and so I'm working on that today. I'm writing that about why it's important to be funny. And so I'm just trying to think of like different ways, because I shared a meme yesterday that talked about like how like all those rhymes that we used to do
around the rosy. On that, because I never thought about that before, but that's their version of a meme, right?
Yeah. Our version of like really serious, dark stuff. And so I was like, oh, okay. I think I can do that. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now, but that's about it. It's really sad. Like I'm trying to write like a journal though, so I can kind of remember all this someday. Because I keep telling my kids, I'm like, we're living through history. Like this has never happened.
I know, right?
I don't know. We'll see.
I know. I tried to get my kids to do that, and nobody was interested. And I feel like I'm trying to write so much other stuff. I can't justify giving time to something like that because I'm trying to write this book, and I'm finding it so hard to concentrate. And then I'm also co-writing a book, so I'm still working on that. So so like, and then Facebook posts.
I'm spending a lot of time and Zoom hangouts. So that's the other good thing I think about this. So I've been trying to think of like silver linings, right? And so like one of the good things I think is that more people than ever are like reaching out to me. Like I used to, I'm hearing from people I haven't heard from in like 5 years, like or even just people who don't normally, like my uncle. Like I see my uncle all the time, but like he's texting me stuff, like he's checking in with me to see how I'm doing. And then like yesterday, I think I had like 3 Zoom hangouts, with people. And it's like, you never used to like you would never go to lunch with, 3 different times in a day.
Right.
But you're kind of like, but everyone just feels like this need to like connect and like check in and support one another. And so I do think that's pretty cool. And I think that technology, like this morning, you and I were wrestling with technology to share a file back and forth with each other. And I had to bring my husband in to help me. And he was like, it is pretty amazing that, that you guys can do this and that you can stay connected. Right? Can you imagine if you were like home alone right now? And I was like, no. But yeah, I kind of do.
Well, and like we're stuck in our house, and like I'm self-employed, so obviously like money's not like it's a concern, obviously,
Yeah.
but like I have an income right now, where some people just aren't working at all and wondering when they're going to get paid, or unemployment and all of that. And like I had started noticing this back in January, so I started like buying a little extra food even in February as we were going into March. So I wasn't one of those filling my cart up, but like I was buying extra stuff starting in February, moving on in through March. So like, and I made sure I got a lot of junk food because I figured my kids are going to want chips and stuff. So like my kids are not hurting for, we're not really sacrificing too much other than we're just stuck in our house, right? And it could be so much worse. Like it could be so much worse.
Oh my gosh. So can I tell you something really quick about the junk food thing? So I was the same way. So like, I mean, my pantry is full of shit. Okay. To be quite honest. Like there might be a canned vegetable in there, but for the most part, it is just crap. Right. And my husband, day 2 into this whole ordeal, he's like, he watched some fucking documentary and he's like, I'm going to go vegetarian. He's like, do you know how bad processed foods and meats are for you? And I was like, bitch, now is not the time. And he's like, we have so much junk in our pantry. And I'm like, yeah, because that shit lasts through like the apocalypse. That's why we have that in the pantry. And I was like, nobody wants to eat your damn mushrooms that you brought home, And so he like yesterday he made himself like, and he's making himself the weirdest shit. Like he made like peppers and mushrooms and like I think spinach or something and called it a meal. And he's like, and he acts like he's like so good. He's like, oh, this is so good. Like, and we're all sitting there eating Cheetos and we're like, looks good, buddy. I mean, I'm so frustrated right now with that. I'm like, can you just eat the damn hot dogs that I bought?
I know, right? I know. Now it's not that, because I thought about that too. Like vegetarians, how are they doing it? Like the produce was picked over.
It's terrible.
And I guess, yeah.
And there's like nothing fresh right now, like even meat wise or anything, but he's not eating meat, and then he's like, come 8:30, 9 o'clock. He's like, I'm really hungry. I'm like, I'm not, because this ice cream is delicious. Oh.
Yeah. Well, right at the beginning of all of this, a couple weeks ago, I got that side of beef. So I have a bunch of, and then in my stocking up, I don't usually buy frozen chicken, but I was buying those pre-packaged bags of chicken breasts. So like I had probably 30 pounds of chicken breasts that I've bought in over a month, right? So yeah, now it'd be a terrible time for us to be vegetarians.
Well, that's it. I'm like, I have like big bags of chicken in the freezer. We had like the kids have like tons of like chicken wings and nuggets and crap they can make themselves, and I'm like, yeah, we're not gonna go vegetarian right now. I was like, talk to me in June. Like, now is not the time to go on this massive life change.
I know, right? Well, the one thing that we keep doing is baking. Like we love to bake, and so we're baking, and we struggled with flour, but we had decided we were going to go, since this was part of spring break for my older kids, we were going to go to the lake this week. And so we actually went down on Saturday, and we hadn't even been down there an hour when we heard that there was a stay-at-home order going into effect.
Yeah.
Tuesday morning. And so I'm like, I'm not risking driving home. They probably won't stop us, but we were just all really on edge. So we talked about leaving on Monday, but we ended up just turning around, leaving on Sunday, like right around noon. But we brought all the food at the lake house back with us.
Like load it up.
But like we do a lot of baking down there, so I was super excited because I had like 3 bags of flour because it's so hard to buy flour. It's hard to find flour here. So
it is.
And I had gone to the grocery store down there, which I shouldn't have done, and I bought 2 bags while I was there. So
there you go. Yeah, because I've been complaining, because my daughter is the stress baker. She loves to bake under normal circumstances, but right now she wants to bake like every day. And we'd run out of flour, and I said something to my parents, and on Sunday it was my birthday, and so Sunday my parents like texted me, and they were just like, hey, look outside your door, and they brought me like flour. They found flour. Awesome. So my birthday present was flour. So that and then she hasn't baked since then. She was like, because we had said like we have to finish we have to finish eating like what she's baked before she can bake again. Otherwise, we'll just be drowning in cookies and stuff. And so
Well,
I just noticed today that the last cookie is gone now. So now she can bake again today. So.
Well, we've been eating it. Like, it's bad. It's so bad. I don't even want to step on the scale and see how much I've gained. Because my youngest daughter has realized she can make cake mixes all by herself. And so she made a cake last night. She made one a couple nights ago. And then we had some old bananas. And so my oldest daughter was making banana bread. It's in the oven right now. And then when I was reading the first chapter of 28 and a Half Wishes, her sister made chocolate chip cookies. So I was talking about how when I wrote that chapter, I actually went and made chocolate chip cookies afterwards. How much I loved it. So now my daughter's making chocolate chip cookies.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's not good. I'm not getting exercise either. So
I know.
Yeah. I'm just a slug.
I saw a good question the other day though, and I want to ask you what you think. So the question was, what is something that you did purchase that you wish you had it now? And people were saying things like plane tickets and cruises and that kind of thing. Is there something you can think of that you purchased before all this happened that you wish you had now is there kind of regret?
No, because I don't have any trips. Well, like I was scheduled to go to a trip in Seattle, but I knew this was all coming. I was invited to go when this, like at the beginning of March. Well, I was at Social Media Marketing World. And so I made reservations for the hotel, but I didn't make any flight arrangements. And I'm glad I didn't now. So I don't have anything I didn't do or did do that I wished I didn't. I bet at the same time, like I said, I've been watching this since January. Like I've been like gearing up. Like I knew this was probably going to be bad. And in fact, I was one of those people that was annoying as shit on Facebook because the people are like, what's the big deal? It's just the flu. The flu kills more people. And like, I was trying to convince people this is a big fucking deal, you guys. It's a big deal. And so,
being on social media all day, we see all of it coming,
what excites me are there's still people out there saying that. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? But did you also see the pastor who said it was just a hoax and it was not that big a deal, caught it and died?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something nice to say, but I can't. So I'll just not.
I know. I just have no comment.
I'll just sit here and drink my tea.
I never want anybody to suffer because it's a really bad way to go. Like I'm reading accounts and it scares the shit out of me because it is a really, really horrific way to die. And when you're in the hospital, you are alone. You're not allowed family. You're completely alone. The staff won't even go and see you unless they absolutely have to because they're at risk because they don't have equipment to protect themselves. They're wearing trash bags. And then in your hospitals are wearing trash bags. And they were using single-use masks all day long and then using them again the next day.
Well, and the other thing too to think about is one of my good friends, her grandfather passed away from it this week, and they had the funeral yesterday, and it was all online. They couldn't go there and grieve together, and she's like, "This is really surreal that I'm getting dressed up at my home. I'm going to sit here and tune in online."
It's crazy, right?
Really sad. Like it's just the whole thing is very, very sad. And so I'm glad that at least our metro is taking it seriously and we're all staying home. And that's I've kind of gone zen about it. I was saying earlier this week that I've gone so zen that I kind of worry that I'm crazy because I'm always pissed off. And all of a sudden, like I'm not even mad anymore. I'm just like, I can only control this space. Fuck all y'all. You're not gonna listen.
I was kind of anxious, and then then I had to go to the doctor for a routine checkup, and they made me come in, and they did tell me once I got there that they would have done a teleconference, but I was like an early appointment. But when I showed up last Friday, I was freaked out because I have hypertension. That increases your chances of death. So I told him when I walked in the door, I'm like, I don't want to be here. I'm scared to death. I mean, and they were doing everything they could. They were like screening people as they walked in, and cleaning. I could see people going around cleaning, like around everybody, and they only have well patients in the morning, but I have a little bit of a cough because of my allergies. So they were like, well, we think we might have to make you come in the afternoon with the sick. And I'm like, that ain't happening. But I'm out of hypertension medication. I have 1 day left. So what are you going to do about it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I know. I was supposed to see my eye specialist this week. I think yesterday I was supposed to see him, and they called. I'd kind of forgotten about it. You know, I don't even look at my calendar anymore because I don't think I know.
I know, right? I can't remember what day it is, right? I woke up
I kind of forgotten I had it on the calendar still, and they called me and they were just like, unless you can't see, unless you're having like some sort of emergency, and I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'll see y'all in the summer.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
not coming in there. I don't want to go to the doctor's office at all. Like, plus they don't need me there. Like, you know, it's like they've got enough people to worry about. Like, I don't and have them just tell me my eyes are fine. You know?
Well, have you been out to like a grocery store or anywhere in public since this started?
So probably like starting with spring break, like so maybe 2 weeks ago now, we started really limiting our contact and we haven't I haven't had anybody in my house. Like I canceled my clean ladies. I think at first my family thought I was overreacting, but like I canceled my cleaning ladies and I just sent them money and I was like, please don't come. And so and then I still went to the grocery store, but like I was like Pureling the hell out of myself because of the medication I'm on for my eyes. It compromises my immune system. And so I was kind of nervous. And then since the stay-at-home order has gone down, I have not left. My husband has gone out to get fresh veggies for his diet. He goes to like 4 different stores, and so he goes out and gets the groceries if he needs stuff. And but he's the only one. And then we go out for a walk. Say again?
Yeah. So do you wipe things down when they come in the house, or you just?
We've been leaving a lot of it like outside for a while. Or I'm not that paranoid yet that I'm like wiping everything down, like shoes off. You know, we're always been a shoes off house, and so that's not that hard. So shoes off outside, and then wash your hands as soon as you come in, and then we put away the stuff. But I haven't been wiping down the groceries. I'm not that level yet. So. Are you at that level?
So when we were at the lake, I mean, there's been no cases down there. It doesn't mean it's not there, but I've also figured, it's like Ozarks. It's a vacation place. There's a smaller population over the winter. So I thought if I'm going to go to the grocery store, it's probably the safest place. So I took my youngest daughter with me, but I had a list and I took my phone because you could pay with the phone. So I didn't have to use my debit card or cash. And so she held my phone. She held my keys. I didn't even take my purse in. And they had wipes. So I could wipe down the cart, because they're not very serious about it down there. There was nobody social distancing. It wasn't very busy, but it wasn't nobody had any concept of trying to keep 6 feet away from each other. Yeah. So I just walk by people kind of holding my breath. I want to breathe. Nobody was coughing, thank goodness. But yeah, and then I had my daughter pinch the side of the phone and to do the Apple Pay. So but then I took a couple of wipes that were at the store, and then as I put things in the car, I wiped them down, and then and so when my son
gotta do whatever keeps you sane.
We wipe down everything, and we come home, we change clothes, we take a shower.
Okay. We're not doing that either.
Yeah, we're not messing with that. So, but it's weird because I hadn't been out. I drove home, but I didn't even get out of my car on Sunday, and my son put gas in my car for me. And so I had been out the back door, but the trash pickup was yesterday, and I went out to go get my trash can, and it felt so weird, being out in the front yard.
Now that's the thing. We've been
really super paranoid.
We walk around our neighborhood every day, and it's funny because we are not those people. We don't have a dog. We don't have, the first day when I told my son we were going for a walk, he's like, "Where are we going?" I was like, "No, we're going for a walk." And he's like, "But what's the destination?" I was like, "No, we're just gonna move our bodies a little bit." And he was like,
"Yeah, we should probably do that."
And
but you see, my neighborhood is not very big. So
and yesterday we were out, and it was because it was really nice weather, so it was very crowded in my neighborhood. But everybody is doing a pretty good job of like, and my kids don't get it. Like, someone's coming at us and I'm like, move to the other side of the street, please. And, and my kids are like, but I'm like, just move, please.
Do it.
Just walk to the other side of the street. We can all wave. And that's the other thing. Like my neighborhood's, I mean, I don't know. I think maybe it's me. I'm not very friendly. So I assume my neighborhood's not friendly. But like everybody's like waving to each other, and they're like, "How's it going?" And I'm just like, "Good. How are you?" So yeah. So I joked the other day that I'm going to come out of this thing like a hugger. I'm going to come out and I'm going to be like the nicest, friendliest person you've ever met. So I'm like so like starved. Like today, like the FedEx guy came and I was like, "Hi."
That's funny. Well, yesterday we were like, we started getting deliveries from Amazon and stuff. And so there was a knock at the door and it's usually just a delivery. So I didn't pay any attention, but the dog stayed at the door barking. So I looked and there's a shadow of someone that's still standing outside. So my girls are like, well, aren't you going to get it? I'm like, hell no, I'm not going to get it. I don't know who's out there. I don't know. If it's anybody I know, they're going to like let me know that they're coming or they're going to let me know that they're outside. And it was somebody from my neighborhood. I hadn't got the neighborhood association dues. For some reason, they didn't mail it to me. She like stuck it in the doorway. I'm like, of all times, this is not the time to be doing that.
So she was like coming around to like collect dues right
now? Yeah.
Oh wait, no. There's one bored person, but no, now is not the time. Well, the other day I forgot. I did go to my UPS box to check my mail. I did do that, and we all had to like wait outside. And I'm the dummy that I'm like, I walk up and I'm like, what's everybody doing? And they're like, we're social distancing. Like we're lining up 6 feet apart. And I was like, oh. I was like, cool. And so I back up finally, and I'm just like, this is obnoxious, isn't it? And so we finally get inside. I check my mail. I'm leaving. Well, I guess I had like a little tiny card in there, and I guess I dropped the card. And this woman, I got to my car, and I'm kind of like putting my stuff down, and I'm kind of going through the mail to see what I have. And this woman's standing in front of my car, and she's holding up the envelope by like the tiniest like corner. She's like, is this yours? And I was like, oh, it is. And she's like, I'm just going to put it here. She just like put it on the hood of my car, And I was like, okay, thanks. And I hopped out of my car to grab it. And as soon as I hopped out, she like backed up like 20 feet, She was like, whoa. I was like, I'm not going to touch you. It's okay. I promise. But yeah, I'm not very good I'm that person. Like I know we're supposed to be doing it, but I totally forget. And apparently I'm a close talker or something, and I didn't realize it.
Well, so like when I knew I'd forgotten I'd ordered this side of beef, so I got like notification that my side of beef was going to be ready, and I'm like, oh crap, I don't think I have the freezer space for that because I've been stocking up like for that. So I went to Lowe's and they were busy, so I ordered a freezer. I saw one I liked. I just ordered it online, right, to have it delivered. Well, it was back ordered, so it was delivered yesterday, right, 2 weeks after I bought it. But so they're just gonna deliver it in the garage, right? So the guy shows up. So when he calls, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna leave the garage door open and you can bring it in there and let me know. So but he knocks on the door and he's like close. I'm like, dude, right? Go to the garage. So I go out there and he's like handing me the form to sign and he's like walking up to me. He's like gonna stand there and hold it. And I'm like, can you just like set it down? So I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm trying to practice social distancing. And he looked at me like I was crazy. Like, and not, like, man, you're confused. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like thinking, are you serious? Like, nobody, like, you're making deliveries and nobody's like, yeah, anyway. So he set it down and I signed it. And then he walks over while I'm next to it. Dude, you do not understand.
We're all gonna start carrying yardsticks around. Like, stay back.
You're too close. It's a good idea. You're too close. So because my nurse practitioner last Friday, she says, do not leave your house unless you have to. She said, you do not want to get this. This is you're at higher risk. And it's the same for you. Like I've been reading accounts of what happens, and if I look like the crazy lady because I don't want to stand next to the Lowe's guy when I sign my paper, I'm okay with that. So
right? Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's nice to already have a reputation for not being very friendly, so I don't have to worry too much. I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm like, get the fuck back, like, like, step off my porch. Like, I'm that way anyway. I'm like, get off my porch. What do you want?
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, me normally.
Well, see, I'm usually the people pleaser. Like I want everybody to like me. So yeah, but I don't want to drown in my own fluids. Thank you very much. No, thank you.
No, thank you. Gosh. Well, hopefully
Yeah.
next week we'll have, I don't know, we'll have better stories to tell another week. I talked to my mom today and she was like, "What's new?" And I'm like, "Seriously?" Like, nothing.
I have decided to bring life into the world during this. So.
What? What kind of life are you bringing?
I created 2 sourdough starters.
Okay. It's like, that's quite the announcement, Denise.
Well, okay, so it's so funny. So, like, Trace and I had already decided we were going to do this on spring break, whether we were like before we were doing the whole isolation thing, because he was taking off when we were taking off for spring break. So I said, well, we can still do it. We can just do it from our own houses. So, so we've created we're on like day 4 of feeding our sourdough starter. And we like FaceTime every day at 3:00. Like feed our sourdough. I mean, this is really pathetic. Right?
That's when you were trying to plan this today, what time we could do this. Denise is like, well, I have to do my sourdough starter at 3. Like, I have that on my calendar. That's totally going to happen. So how do you feed it? What are you feeding it?
Flour.
Okay, so you feed it some flour, and then like how many days do you birth it?
7.
To birth.
7. Okay, so you know how people are like forming crushes on like Governor Cuomo and the doctor, is it Fauci? How do you say his? Yeah. I've developed a crush on Joshua Weissman.
He's the chef guy, right?
He's a chef with a YouTube channel. And so like my daughters want to introduce him to me, and I just keep talking about, well, Joshua says, well, Joshua, she's like, oh my God, enough with Joshua.
So this is his recipe that you're following.
Well, he's the one who created, he's the one who had the croissant recipe over Christmas. And so I was looking up how to make beer. He also has a beer recipe, which I still haven't made yet because Joyce and I were going to make it together. But then I saw he had a sourdough starter. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah. And so next week, but I couldn't, so his recipe has rye flour, but I couldn't find rye flour anywhere. Even like online, everybody's sold out. So I'm using both wheat, which I read somewhere could be a substitute, and unbleached flour. So I have 2. So one of them is named Ralph. The other one doesn't have a name, so I haven't named it yet. So
I think you like Ralph better.
I used to have a sourdough
by next week,
a long time ago, and it was named Ralph. So this is like Ralph Jr.
Okay.
So sad.
So by next week, will you be able to make sourdough bread, or how long does that take?
So so every day we like take starter out and we add flour and water, and it bubbles and it ferments. And so I read somewhere today that liquid that you get on top is actually hooch. So I'm a moonshiner too.
Well, it is Missouri.
But I am mixing it back in. But apparently, like when you're done, like you could actually like whoever was talking about it said you could make hand sanitizer out of it. So I don't know what like hand sanitizer. I was thinking more like vodka or bourbon.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well that sounds like fun. I'm not doing anything.
So I have big plans next week. Yeah, so next week we're gonna make European sourdough bread. And we're also if I had some sourdough starter today, I could have used it for the banana bread. And I'm gonna make cinnamon rolls because I used to make sourdough cinnamon rolls. Like back when I lived in Little Rock, I was little Betty Crocker.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like I made in Little Rock in Franklin, I like baked all the time. So like a friend of mine had given me some of her sourdough starter, and I used it to make cinnamon rolls. And in fact, I was so known for my cinnamon rolls that my son was in high school, and I supplied like 250 cinnamon rolls. Like I made them all myself for them to sell for a fundraiser for like $1 a piece. So
Wow.
back in the day.
Back in the day.
Not anymore.
Well, that is really cool. I'm excited to see your cinnamon roll.
I'll show you my, maybe the day we record next week, I'll make my sourdough European bread that day and show you.
Cool. And I will just bring my bowl of animal crackers like I did today. So that's what I have.
I love me a good animal cracker.
Gotta love those animal crackers.
If anybody who's watching or stumbles upon this, let us know what you are doing to occupy your time. Are you taking up a new hobby or doing something that you never had time to do before? Or yeah, what are you doing to fill the time? Or are you watching like is it Tiger King? Is that the name?
Oh yeah, I did say I was gonna talk about Tiger King. So have you seen it yet?
We've watched 2 episodes so far.
Only 2? You could stop yourself? You couldn't just keep
well,
going?
it was like 1 in the morning, so I was like falling asleep.
Oh my God. So let me just give a quick little shout out to the Tiger King. Okay. So if you are bored at home and you are frustrated and worried and scared and all these things, just watch the Tiger King and all will be well, because you will realize at least I'm not that fucked up. It is insanity. It is so much fun. I can't stop watching it. If you watch, have you ever seen the Abducted in Plain Sight? Have you seen that documentary on Netflix?
No.
So if you haven't watched that, oh my gosh, that's next. Okay. Because I feel like this has like the same sort of like what the fuck factor that Abducted in Plain Sight has. And then, but it also has like the don't fuck with cats thing, because it's like cats too. And there's like murder mystery stuff. So it's like all of those things coming together in like one place. And Netflix does such a good job with their crazy documentaries. I don't know where they find these people.
I know, right?
But I am like obsessed with it, and I'm so sad it's over. And like, did you know that you can get like an extension on your Chrome to watch Netflix like with your friends? Did you know that?
Yes, that? My daughter's been doing that. Yeah.
So have you tried that? Some friends who stuff. No, I want to try it, but I have some friends who are watching the Tiger King now for the first time, and I'm like, I would rewatch it with the extension just so I could watch your reactions, because it's just so crazy, you guys. It's so crazy. So it's only like 6 or 7 episodes, so it's not a lot of time out of your life, but holy cow, you will forget everything else in the world for a while, and you will become obsessed with this guy. And it's a great escape right now. So I'm highly recommending it to everybody. It is not, people ask if it's kid friendly. It is not kid friendly. I would not let maybe my 13-year-old, I'd probably let my 15-year-old watch it, but my 13-year-old started it with me, and I really wasn't sure what was going to happen. And she started with me, but she was actually bored by it, because I think you have to be of a certain age to really appreciate how much these people have fucked up their lives. And so, you just look at this as like a teenager and you're like, that's weird. But no, it's beyond weird.
It's weird.
So, but yeah, I would say teenagers enough.
Yeah, there's like a whole other world in the land of big cats. And I'm like, I had no idea. Like all these polygamy going on. And I don't even get it.
Like there's, like I mean the other day where it was like, there's polygamy, there's like gun-toting, tattooed, gay men, there's, threesomes, there's big cats, there's murder for hire, there's murder mystery. Like, I mean, it ticks all my boxes.
Yeah. So I know, right? It's just insanity. Yeah, I was like working in my room, and I walked out of my room to go do something in the kitchen, and my oldest daughter was already up. She goes, "So are you ready to watch more Tiger King?"
Right?
Yeah.
I think we devoured the whole thing like 2 nights. I mean, we were just like, because I'd heard some rumblings on the internet about it, And my husband wasn't he doesn't really like the documentary stuff like I do. And so he was just like, I don't know. And I was like, please, let's just start it and just see. And he was the one who was like, do you want to go? You want to go to the next episode? I was like, yes.
Yeah. The bear shit in the woods.
Yeah, right. We did it very late, and I think we finished it like the next. I remember we finished it, and we don't usually watch Netflix in the morning. Like we usually like watch at night. Like I try to keep some like sort of work day going.
Yeah,
and the next
I know, right?
he woke up and he was like, "Do you want to watch the Tiger King?" I was like, "Yes." So we didn't even go to work that day. We just finished the Tiger King. So yeah.
Oh man. Somebody said, Audrey Danette said, Tiger King is so weird but very addictive.
It is. I would agree with all those comments. It is. And it's like, and everybody's missing a limb and teeth. And so, which is just, yeah, I just feel very lucky and blessed.
Her arm ripped off. I'm like, oh my God, they're showing this. It was like blurred out, but you could tell her arm was gone.
Yeah.
My daughters were freaking out.
Yeah. It was nuts. It's such a nuts. I can't wait. Like, and then Ozark, I think, came back, right? On Netflix.
Oh,
Didn't I see that Ozark is back? I think it's back either tonight or tomorrow. It's soon. It's coming back. So Ozark is back, which I love. And having a lake house, you have to watch Ozark.
Well, okay. So like last year when I was buying it, I had met with I met with a producer, a movie producer, to talk to him about the Rose Gardner series. And so I told him that I'd bought this lake house on Lake of the Ozarks because we made an offer, we hadn't closed yet. And he's like, okay, well, where's that? Or what? He was curious about it. Okay, so I said, okay, you know the show Ozark? His eyes got really big. He's like, what? I'm like, well, that's where it is, but it's nothing like that. Yeah.
I'm on the good side of the lake.
Yeah. He's a little scared of me now. So.
Give that woman a deal. I don't want to mess around with her.
And then he's like, you may not want to lead with that when you tell people.
Or do I? Now you know who you're dealing with. I'm not afraid of you, sir.
Well, okay, we've run about almost 45 minutes, so nice. This is longer than we usually do. And, yeah. So we were
for remembering to do this.
We were slow getting last week's episode up, but it's going to go up, and then this one probably the same time this one does. So it's a learning process, learning how to. So I know, right? Double header.
Yeah.
So for my people who don't know, like people that know me from my books, I'm reading 28 and a half Wishes in my readers group on Facebook. And I'm going to post those videos on YouTube as well, I think, because I'm doing it in Be Live, so I can download the video and the audio, and and I'm setting up a podcast. So yeah. So I'll have two. I'm going to be like a podcaster now, like 2 podcasts. Like, wow. Yeah. Except this one's going to be daily. That's a lot. That's like almost
a lot. Like I'm listening to you and I'm thinking like, oh, I wonder if I could do that. And I'm like, that's a huge commitment. Yeah, I'm Jen. I'm not going to do that. And
yeah.
Unless I get like
for a month. So
yeah, I was going to say, unless I get like 1,000 emails asking me to do it, I'm not going to do it. I will.
We'll see how it goes. Like everybody.
What'd you say?
Yeah. I may do another book after that, but we'll see. Like it'll be a totally different story. Like if everybody's lives are like back to normal. Like I have a captive audience. People don't have anywhere to go. There's no games. There's no practices. So people are looking for something to do. So yeah,
that's true.
And I had over 500 people tell me they wanted it. So I'm like, okay.
Ooh, so 1,000 is not a lot to ask for then. Okay. So yeah, so if I get 1,000 people to ask me to do it, I'll do it. How's that?
And you can just do one and see how it goes and see if you want to do more.
I could. Or 1,000 people could ask me.
I'm gonna ask you. Let me know where the poll is so I can go vote.
I'm gonna get 999. I'm like, well, I guess I'm not. And Denise will roll in. Boom, done. Start your podcast then. Work.
Okay, well, It was good to talk to you. I missed you.
Yes, me too.
Oh,
Hopefully,
so-
maybe in a month or so, we can be together again and do these together 6 feet apart. We'll see.
I know. 6 feet apart.
So,
I'm gonna have my
yeah, Denise will have her stick out for me. Like, that's it, Jen. No closer. Like, but come here. Hugs.
Okay, I hope everybody's handling their isolation in good spirits, and let us know what you're doing. So, because especially on Netflix, we're always looking for new shows or
Yep.
stuff to do. So
Books
let
to
us know
read,
if you picked up
shows
a
to
hobby.
watch.
Yeah. So okay, well, it was great talking to you all, and we will talk to you next week.
Bye.
Hi, Denise here. I know you're sad because the podcast episode is over and now you have to wait an entire week to hear us again. But guess what? You don't have to wait. You can listen to one of our audiobooks. Like to listen to true crime podcasts? I've got several mystery series to choose from. Or maybe you prefer to listen to podcasts about The Bachelor. Check out one of my rom-com series. You can find these audiobooks and many more at Audible, Apple Audiobooks, or check out my website, denisegroverspank.com, and click on audiobooks in the menu at the top. Happy listening!